Welcome back to Sunset Beach. One more heat to get through, and let us tell you, this is going to be a classic. The Vans World Cup of Surfing rolls into round 3. Heat 1, Jordy Smith, Kanoa Igarashi, Federico Moraes, and Seth Moniz. Now we're getting into the thick of it. We've got superstars of surfing heading out into the lineup. 30-minute heats, top 2 surfers will advance. Chris Cote here with Pete Mel. Pete, what do you think of the matchup here? 4 surfers from 4 corners of the globe heading out there to do battle at Sunset Beach.
And a bit of different in the age groups as we watch right out of the gates. Jordy Smith, who is the type of surfer that you would think would do really well out here. Very powerful. Just coming back from some injury throughout this entire season, getting some time off, now getting back in that jersey, coming into the last event, Pipeline. He may be, he's pretty low down the rankings on the championship tour. No factor really here except for taking away points from people who really need it here in this qualifying series. But always fun to watch Jordy Smith.
Here at the Vans World Cup. And the waves, they keep on coming. Mountainous waves of water rolling into the takeoff zone. And here we go, Kanoa Igarashi, surfer in white, finding himself on the edge. Nice opening carve. Puts himself right back in the sweet spot of this wave, goes up into the lip. No holds barred, surfing right there. Comes unstuck, but I like the attack from Kanoa Igarashi, erasing the doubters with every wave he catches.
That's just so true. I mean, we got to see him last year compete in the Dahui backdoor shootout, and that's a spotlight when you get put out in the water with only a few guys at Pipeline, and that being probably one of the most intimidating waves here on the North Shore. He did it. He got some waves.
Well, this is Federico Moraes right behind him, driving down the line on a big freight train of wave. Third snap for Federico. He now comes to the inside section. One of the longer waves we've seen ridden this afternoon. Federico Moraes, surfers from Portugal. They have a really good kind of range of waves to train in.
Yeah.
When you're thinking of North Shore type of surf, they've got a lot of waves that break way out into the ocean with a lot of power, a lot of water moving. So Federico showing you've got
skills. He's got skills. A nice first turn there for Kanoa. Sets up this next move, goes and attacks the lip. Just a little bit of an error. Probably should have stayed. He kind of almost felt like he was trying to rock and roll it, but a much bigger wave here for Federico. And we talked about this earlier when we watched Vasco surf. Federico, these guys, Tiago, all know how to ride bigger boards. They've got that training ground like you mentioned. Places like Nazaré, those big beach breaks, but also just in the hood where they live, the swell gets pumping in Portugal and it allows them to ride those bigger boards. We watch that late drop, drops into this first section, lays into that carve. We saw this carve score big at the Mosh Rip Curl Pro. So the man knows how to carve away, and already big scores in the books.
Here with 23 minutes, 18 seconds to go, Federico Moraes finds the lead with a 7.5. And now Seth Moniz up and riding. Nice carving snap under the lip. Gets around through to this inside section. One critical snap, just finds himself under the cascading whitewater. Escapes scot-free all the way to the channel. Round of applause from the Seth Moniz fan club.
Oh, Buzzy Kerbox is in there too. Hanging out on site. 1978. Would say he was a winner here.
Here's a look at what Seth Moniz did. A lot of work on the inside section of this wave.
So he drops in. Look at this. Nice hack. The peanut gallery loved it. And again, these youngsters learning early how to surf Sunset Beach. It's getting harder and harder to compete.
We've seen him kind of help these guys towards the end of these heats. Well, here goes Jordy Smith up, out.
Just a bit too deep. The conditions have groomed up even a little bit more. I think looks like we have that kind of little squall outside there on the break, and it's steered the winds a bit more brisk, a little more east again. It's got that nice little contrasty feel. You look at that big gray sky and then the big white water. It's awesome. Looks great out there.
Well, having a look on the inside with fourth priority, it is Jordy Smith. Deep bottom turn, straight up in the lip, nice. Snap, little bit of air under his fins, hangs on, gets to the bottom, pulls out under the lip. That'll possibly be that second provisionary score for Jordy Smith. He started with a 6, one big turn right there. We've seen what the judges are looking at for those single scoring, those single turn waves. Those, they're looking pretty good, and this one especially. Pretty radical approach here.
Well, he drops in, loads up with speed out of that bottom turn, gets high up in the lip. And that's difficult to do. That's that commitment and degree of difficulty. But just the one turn, not able to get back to that open face. By the time he gets there, the wave's just shutting down, so he had to kick out. See right there, it gets around it, and just not enough speed, not enough timing. So he kicks out. Gets himself a 4.17 for that first carve.
Wow, so they are burning through rounds.
They are.
Target Maui Pro. Well, here we are in Heat 1, Round 3. Like I said, we're just going to scratch the surface of Round 3. This is the last heat of the day here at the Vans World Cup of Surfing. 15 and a half to go. As it stands now, Jordy Smith, his last wave comes through that one big turn, a 4.17. Enough to give him the lead.
There's the head
Second
of
place,
Water Patrol.
Seth Moniz. Third place, Federico Moraes. Fourth place, Kanoa Igarashi. Not out of it. He's got a 3.17, only needs a 4.77. Heat 1. Jordy Smith, Seth Moniz, Federico Moraes, and Kanoa Igarashi up and riding right now. Federico Moraes. Big, powerful surfer from Portugal. He has to give way to Kanoa Igarashi. Surfer from Huntington Beach, California. Again, enjoying his best year ever on competition. Nearly a lock for qualification going on to that 2016 World Championship Tour. Igarashi has basically been born and bred as a competitive beast. Been doing it since he was able to walk, really. Chris Cote here with Pete Mel. This is the last heat of the day. We got to end before 4 o'clock. But I'll tell you what, these last 12 and a half minutes of competition today are going to be filled with fireworks.
Well, you see Federico realizing that Kanoa was going to take that one, so he's trying to figure out a way to not interfere whatsoever with Kanoa because he had that priority. So he starts off with the snap here for Kanoa, gets around this corner, and this is the nice section here, lays into it. Was able to shift his weight onto that back tail block, make sure that that board stayed above the water. Nice work there from Kanoa.
Now right behind him, live action, seemingly the next wave behind Kanoa Igarashi is Federico Moraes. Finds himself on the open face, another big snap.
That's pretty amazing that he was able to get out of that wave, get back out into position, and find another wave instantaneously. So Federico utilizing ocean skills.
His arms are 8 feet long.
That's true.
He's got 2 stand-up paddles for arms.
You can see he gets around this one, sets up again, big open arc. Actually connects with the lip, which is, again, very difficult to do here. Another snap, keeping the momentum, flying down the line towards the channel. Back out to that open face, throws an arc. This is going to be a good addition, and sitting side by side with this 7.50 already.
Well, with 9.5 to go, Federico is making it work. His last scoring wave comes through a 4.83. He is now in the lead. Jordy Smith drops to second, and here's Jordy now. Been riding on his rail, carving back into the whitewater. Got a big section in front of him, goes up to the lip, lays back, jamming off his back foot right in the pocket. Beautiful turn from Jordy Smith. He's throwing away a 4.17. I love that choice of maneuver right there, Pete.
And you see how he waited until the section got close to him and then timed it. So he was right there in that steep part of the wave, right where the wave was kind of starting to shut down. And he was able to time it and get the arc all done in that real critical section and get out of there before the wave crushed him. Watch this again as he drops in, sets it up, and then here he waits until it's there and then attacks it. And he did it all right next to the whitewater section. You know, he did the carve, it's kept the rail all the way through it, so really great timing there from Jordy. A little improve on that 4.17.
Having a look, it's Federico Moraes. He was in third priority, fading back deep in the bowl at sunset. Now racing onto the open face. Nice opening turn. Gets around a big wobble section. Little speed carve. Again, racing to the inside. Nice open face hack. Federico Moraes. Momentum building with every wave. That's how you win heats. You start strong, you keep the hammer down. He's got a 7.5 and a 4.83 now. I like the looks of that last wave, Pete.
I agree. I think it's another couple points added to his total as he fades this section here, sets it up. He sees this going to have a good line through the inside, and now he tries to pick up some speed. Gets the snap, back around it again. The combination of major maneuvers there. There's two. Had to chase this last section, but gets there again. Another big snap, and then finishes up with a nice clean kick out in the channel.
And there you have it, 6.4. Seesaw battle between Federico Moraes and Jordy Smith. Federico now in the lead.
And we're back to live with the last 3 minutes and 45 to go.
Oh, with fourth priority, Jordy Smith finds a mid-sized gem here. Beautiful opening carve. Trying to crank it off the bottom, straight up in the lip. Massive layback snap, but can't regain control at the bottom. Close call for Jordy Smith on one of the biggest turns of the day. This is a wave Seth Moniz needs. He wants to get into that qualification spot, stalling hard for the tube. It's a giant barrel. And a horrendous wipeout for Seth Moniz.
Look at Mom. I know, I feel your pain. I don't know if I feel Seth's.
Well, just hold on right
Look at
now.
him, he bounces back up. The Energizer Bunny.
He just got wrecked.
Was gnarly.
The fact that he is paddling like that, I mean, that is fortitude right there. He got smashed.
Oh, the boys of Hawaiian Water Patrol would have seen and heard the beach and right on him. But look at him. He bounced back like, no worries.
That's when you've been stunned by a big right hook in a boxing match and the ref goes, hey, you all right? And you just look at him like, let's go. I'm ready. Put me in, coach.
No fuzzy eyes whatsoever. We'll take a look at this one. A big wave here. This was a critical exchange with 2 minutes to go for Seth. And, you can see he eyes the inside section here. He gets a couple turns, but then here he sees this inside section. Look, he's trying to slow down and then turning down. Oh, no. Square to the dome.
All right, well, that might not go in his heat total, but I'll tell you what, that is absolutely the wipeout of the event. Jordy's not taking Seth Moniz lightly. He can't. We know what Seth can do out here.
When you take a look here, this is his last wave, which I don't think is going to factor in, even though it is a beautiful hack right here as he sets it up again, waits for that timing, lays into it really high up in the lip, but just can't get through the convergence of that white water, takes the board and just whips it out from under his feet, and they're still battling. Now this is where that breathing comes in, and I feel for Seth because he's got a leash in his mouth, and he can't, he's still got it in his mouth, and that's just not going to help his breathing unless he's going deep breaths through the nose, and they're still fighting it out. They're both gassed at this point. I mean, we're at the end of the heat. They've been going at it. Last heat of the day.
Yeah, no soft finish for anybody. We're going to keep the pedal down till the end of the day, and quietly, Federico Moraes is running away with this heat. Straight up in the lip, and again, not taking anything for granted. Full bore surfing from Federico Moraes on a section he didn't have to hit.
You know what?
But he did that for us.
If he can pull back, if you pull back, there is a big set coming. See that right there? That set's going to get here in time. Well, Jordy had the wave before Seth. So again, in the tie, Ian Buchanan, the priority judge, is going to give, if they get out to the zone together, they'll generally give it to the surfer. And that's it. It's over.
Just like that.
Our clock was off.
30 minutes. Runs down, not in time to get this last set.
Darn it. I wanted to see this last set.
Wow, so a huge, huge heat to finish the day here at the Vans World Cup of Surfing. The first heat of round 3. Federico Moraes and Jordy Smith going to be moving through, and Seth Moniz was right there.